Dope dialogue. So, what is Hereafter Farms? Like, what's the mission?
I'll go first this time. Hereafter Farms, man, is it's a platform that me and my brother have began to grow from the vision of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We are taught that separation is the best and only answer, and that we should do for self or suffer the consequences. And as time goes on, we see those consequences getting closer and closer. We see what's going on in the schools. We see what's going on in the food. We see what's going on in the community. And we see now what's going on with people losing their jobs on a mass scale due to this pandemic. But we was taught to separate and do something for ourselves long before, so we was well prepared if we would have just taken the guidance. So hereafter, what does it mean? Here is an adjective describing a place. After is an adjective describing time. So the hereafter is here on earth after this wicked world has been destroyed, but has to be first destroyed in our mind and first destroyed in our own households and our own community. And this is where we will begin to see peace and true heaven on earth.
Smooth. That's a dope breakdown right there. How was the Hereafter Farms born? How did it start?
Brother Farrakhan.
So Hereafter Farms started, I was in Chicago looking for land, and it was freezing. So I had to be honest with myself. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna go down to Atlanta. I'm gonna find me some of that fertile land down south. And it was expensive, you know? And so I called my brother, and we called a third person, and we called a fourth person. And the next day we had a fifth person. So within 24 hours, it was like, hey, the idea was, originally I was gonna put up the capital, because I was like, as long as y'all help out building the land, because it's expensive. If you buy 3 acres for 50,000, then you got to develop it, utilities, build something, farm it, equipment, animals, fences, zoning, permits. I'm like, no way I'm about to do all that. Even if I had that much money lying around, why would I do all that? So by the next day, we had 5 people, and it was like, we could all just split this 5 ways. We split all the costs 5 ways. We split the expenses 5 ways. We split ownership 5 ways. And we split profits 5 ways if we make any money. So who's not going to say yes to that? Who's going to be like, nah, that's not fair. Equal ownership, that's, you know, you're wrong for that. It's like, nah, that's like the best. That's what we all been waiting for, right? So it was yes after yes. And we needed one more person. So I was like, all right, well, let me put it on social media and see. I had no social media presence. I had very small social media presence, but people knew me for doing things that were related to freedom and separation for our people from our enemy. And so people responded. They were like, where do I sign up? And when I say equal ownership, all you need is a little bit of money. People didn't even believe me. So a sister came on, and she's like, okay, I got my money. What's the terms? So we went to a bank first, and the bank was like 8% interest, this and that. And I called the owner, and the owner said, I'll finance it for you. And we worked out good terms, no interest with the owner. So when I told the sister what the terms were, she couldn't believe it. She's like, man, I don't even believe you're real. You're gonna have to FaceTime me for me to even be like, can I see you? Like, it's just, I need to see the land. So I actually FaceTimed the sister because I was like, all right, cool, we done went this far, I'm gonna FaceTime you. And so boom, we had our people. And once it was on social media, people reached out. Somebody reached out and said, I have 100 acres of land. What do you want to do with it? I said, well, I'm not really buying land like that. I don't know what to do with 100 acres, but let's talk about it. So the next day we talked, and I said, well, if you got land like that, we could build a community with it for Black people, because environment is stronger than nature. We're very close to being stronger than nature. So if we can get a new environment for our people, man, we'd make so many years of progress, because we're ready. It's just the interferences and impediments that our enemy places in society to keep us from acknowledging who we are and living our true life. So all we really need is some land, honestly. The minister said that if if white supremacy were to just leave us alone, at a certain point in our history, we would naturally start living a natural life, like automatically. Like we wouldn't even need to do all that we're doing now. If they just left us alone, we would eventually turn back into our original selves. But we can speed up that process because who's going to wait hundreds of thousands of years? So we speed up that process by buying land and building institutions and homes on that land and farms to feed ourselves. So the last person to come on that project was Brother Ben X. With that project, the last one to come on was Brother Ben X. And when he came on, he said, bro, how does this work? What are the numbers? And he was like, not just sign me up immediately, but using the teachings and digital real estate and the presence he had online and the trust he had with the community and the unity that we had formed such a quick time, said, man, we can scale this, and this can be the thing for our people immediately. We like stretched it out to like even bigger than it is now, but we just didn't think it would go as fast as it went. But the goal has always been complete separation, an entire independent nation. But it starts one community at a time, one brother and sister at a time.